phase more about logics and reasonings, right? So whenever you bring up a point, it has to be further explained. Like the plan, someone just mentioned about the call-use term, the definition should be further explained. Otherwise, we as judges, we don't know what's going on. Okay? And like when you attack back with well-prepared thoughts and plans, for example, the content of the workshop should be elaborated. Okay?
Okay, so just a few points. It's like, well, actually for me, it's a quite close game between the affirmative and negative here, because you have like here and there a lot of things that, well, we do have some thorough discussion, which is a really good thing. Okay, and for me, one of the most crucial question that I need the answer in this debate is, as the affirmative mentioned, what exactly is the difference between the affirmative ban and also your turning off cell phones in the class? Well, I would say that the biggest difference between the two is, well, this is the first one. You're banning that overall, and you will ask students to turn it off during the class. And another one would be like difference in digital learning. Like, actually, you should put even more emphasis on digital learning. Not only the importance of digital learning, but also the benefit of it, and also how you're going to integrate technology into your classroom. Okay, and for the affirmative side, also you should try to like attack. Don't you understand how important it is? How can you just ignore this one? Okay, all right. So try to put more emphasis on this one. It will benefit your stance more. Okay, so, well, actually for me, the affirmative actually did a good job in trying to show the turning off thing. It's kind of similar to the ban and concept. Because basically, why we turn off the phone during class, maybe it's because it's kind of distracting sometimes, right? If it is not distracting, then, well, there will be no need for us to turn off the phone or put it away. Okay, so in this case, you actually have to admit that, right, it's kind of distracting sometimes to admit this. So we try to do something also to, to try to alleviate this problem. And the thing is, we just want to turn it off during the class. But in the recesses, or in free time, or in the self-learning hall, self-learning studies, students actually can use the mobile tools for learning. So this is where you should, again, as I said, emphasize, okay, to show the difference and why we need the difference. Because the affirmative actually show quite clearly why we need to ban it totally, instead of just asking students to turn it up sometimes. Okay, so you have to talk about why we need the flexibility here, and what would be the advantages of having students using their phones when they really need that. Okay, so the most important thing for me in this debate here. Okay, and also for the co-use thing, well, I guess maybe it is because actually the negative side also tried to provide quite some adjustment to solve some problems in the status quo. But the things, for example, the co-use things, actually we're not familiar with that. So it will be a little bit unclear for us, especially when co-use only exists when the second negative is giving the speech. Okay, right. Did the first negative mention co-use? Oh, sorry, then I didn't catch that. Okay, then, well, even if we have that in the negative, the first negative speech. Yeah, and also for the second negative, well, I can see that you try to explain what that is, but still it's a little bit difficult for us to really know how it is going to work, or whether it will work or not. Because when you're proposing this, well, this kind of method, well, actually there is a burden for both sides, both the affirmative and the negative, to provide the evidence for solvency. Because we all admit that there's some problems, and we propose different methods or approaches to solve this, but which one can solve it better? Then we need the solvency. The solvency means, well, if we have former examples for example, if you can provide examples showing that, some other schools actually ban cell phones and they do solve like addiction, distraction, or all of the problems that you proposed, okay? And then the negative side has the same responsibility. If you want to show that actually these can help, then evidence will be a great help. Okay, but of course sometimes we cannot find evidence for everything. Okay, so inference will be also important for the logic, the reasoning. Okay, Tara?
As for distraction, I remember it's first examination, first examination session that you were asking. The affirmative admitted that there are other distractions, as you say this is not covered today, right? But I think the negative is actually asking, will you take away any other distraction? Will you take any distraction if you find the distraction? So you're asking about this. It's a pity that we didn't really chase by asking this exact question. So they say, no, this is not today's topic, and you stop there. So you see, this is the distraction point. Yeah. I think it's
we did mention that it is a major one. We did mention that the distraction of cell phones is a major one.
Yeah, you focus on this is a major one, that is why you need to ban it, right? And we are asking that there are actually many other distractions besides cell phones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what they actually want to say is, your approach to solve this kind of problem is you take away the distraction, right? This is what they actually want to say. It's a pity that they didn't really say it. Okay, so this is my suggestion for the next match. If you have this kind of conversation happening again, you can give this question.
Alright, so for the winning team goes to the affirmative. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please head back to the restaurant and go along for the third round.